Boop, boop.
plus 240. I think this is similar odds to what like Strickland was getting last week, right? What's looking like
The next addition to this piece.
I'll be playing.
Took a photo of these. I'm not sure what they are flower-wise. I need to be better about my identifying the name of flowers correctly, since I am such a fan, but sometimes I get more into just seeing things and know the name of them, but I don't know, I need to do better just for to use it artistically and just to know the names of the things that I love to look at and get actual resources from, other than just the aesthetics of them. But I'll cut out some of them. You can see kind of, I'm just gonna probably put them throughout, obviously, in the areas I can. And if I can get behind some of the parts that aren't fully glued, I'm gonna do that, as you can see up here. And then I'm gonna use kind of the backdrop of what's on these photos, or what's on this photo, I should say. Kind of like the leaves back in here and stuff, and the sticks and such. I'm gonna fill that in around where I'm putting the flowers, and I'm trying to, I may add some other flowers or some other type of maybe like a liquid or a sky or something like that. By liquid I mean like a river, or sea, or a pond. Because I have like these already cut out, but I may look at the other photos I have printed out, because I still have like just the little ones like these, because I don't need anything that's like large. I don't want such a vast, I'd rather be able to cut up something that is a bigger piece into smaller objects to put onto this, instead of having just a glob of like one large thing to illustrate the identity of what that element is. So I'm excited about how this is going on and how it's moving forward, and not knowing exactly how I want it to end, but understanding along the way kind of what I'm wanting it to be, which is a very enjoyable state of creating. So I'm going to continue to cut stuff and add, and I'll show it along the way.
You stick around long enough, it's gonna happen to you. Stick around long enough. When I don't know if that's where we are with Marlon. I'll quickly touch upon Joseph. I know he was asking. He's asking about Cheeto. He's lost 4, 5, 3 in a row. Is this it for him if in the UFC if he loses? I honestly don't think so. I think this guy. I think he can go on like a Tony Ferguson, like BJ Penn, Sam Alvey type run, where like he could lose 6, 7, 8 straight, and as long as he's willing to, fight for a reasonable salary, they'll keep him around. They love Cheeto. He loves the UFC. He's one of the first guys to throw himself in front of the UFC, like when the company's being criticized. Yeah, he's just been really reliable for them. So I would be shocked. I know it's a different era. Like I know we're in the Paramount era now, and maybe there are different expectations and different standards. Maybe they don't want to pay certain guys a certain amount of money who aren't winners. But I think right now more of their emphasis is on cutting fighters who might be less than entertaining.
Okay.
Fighters like, I don't know, I wouldn't use this example, but Shelton Almeida. So Cheeto, as long as Cheeto doesn't have another Zahabi like stink bomb, I think he'll be alright. So he's not going.
Yeah, Cheeto's super popular, so I think it's unlikely. But I mean, if he keeps performing like this, eventually, yes. But there's no chance he'd let go. Maybe if his contract is up, they wouldn't re-sign him if he just puts another stinker out there. But Cheeto is one of the more popular dudes on the roster, so they're not likely to fall for
UFC, I think, for at least 3 more years, probably. And that's good. I'm okay. I'm okay. All right, we talked about Delta Green a bit already. We're also on the main.
Also,
card,
big fan of MMA
flyweight
fighting. That's what's on in the background. Great website. Go check it out.
And then opening the main card, bantamweight bout between Santiago Luna and Angel Pacheco. Am I getting Luna confused? Hold on, Luna. Okay, I'm getting. I was thinking different. But either way,
There's a 21-year-old kid who's undefeated.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's good or not. He seems like he might be good, but he's 21. So it's always hard to know, like, how good can a 21-year-old be?
this is the right match for him. They put him up against a young man on a 2-fight losing streak. I think. Right. Because Pacheco earned a contract in the Contender Series and a loss. Sorry about that now.
So also, hasn't Pacheco not fought in like 2 years?
That's actually yes. And also,
Yeah, he hasn't fought since March of 2024.
correct. If you guys look at this card, there's actually a lot of fights.
But there's several dudes who have fought since like in February of the 2024.
Yeah, like year or 18 months or 2 years. It feels a little
Like
like
half of them are like Hispanic, and so
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you missed Noche? Guess we're waiting until next February for the Mexico card.
and we should be clear. Obviously, this could be visa related stuff, right? It's just these guys maybe can't fight in certain countries because of visa. So we're not just saying like, oh, they're just saving all these guys for these cards. But in some ways, they don't really have a choice. So yeah, if you're looking
I
at
mean, basically everybody on this card has either fought at the previous, like last year's Mexico, or Noche, or like the one of those things 2 years ago. Like they are running the same people out for the UFC Mexico cards.
by the way, I'm sorry guys, if you just saw me make a face. Championship rounds, the championship rounds Twitter account. I guess it's via Ring Magazine. Rico Verhoeven is fighting Al.
Also, cool thing. There's a lot of insects you can see on the flowers,
Hold on, let me get to my
which I think is a little nice addition to the piece.
yeah.
Wow, this just hit.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. I mean, I didn't get an email for this, so I assume this is legitimate. Championship Round says, via Ring Magazine, breaking Alexander Usyk will face Rico Verhoeven, the WBC heavyweight title, May 23rd in Egypt. What?
I mean, frankly, great call for Verhoeven not signing with the UFC. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the release from them right now.
Oh, okay, you got it. Okay.
Yeah, Glory in Giza is what they are titling it.
Oh, wait, I did get. Hold up. Did I gloss over? Was I just scrolling?
Saturday, May 23rd in Egypt for the WBC heavyweight title, exclusive on DAZN. Yeah. I mean, honestly, kind of a great weirdo freak show fight to do, because like who else does Usyk like? Usyk's beating everybody. It's not like he can change weight classes.
Yeah.
So he's beating them all. You're just gonna run him back, do something new and different. That's kind of fun.
So wait, hold on. Usyk has the WBC title right now. What's going on here?
He does. I think he has the WBC. That's the thing. I don't know if he's lost any of them.
Okay.
Hold on. But
Right, because sometimes guys just vacate because they're chasing other fights. Or,
or the belts get taken from them.
yeah. It looks like he's
Nope, still unified heavyweight champion.
interesting. Okay, but this is just.
Oh, so he's unified, so he's no longer undisputed, but I don't know who has what.
My head hurts. Zuffa Boxing saved me. So yes, apparently for the WBC heavyweight title. So I guess good for the WBC. Their belt is the only one that's involved in this.
Sure.
Okay. Anyway, I just had to react 'cause I'm sure people saw me make a face. That was just me glancing at social media.
I mean, that's big news. Probably not the biggest news of the day, at least for our purposes.
We'll see.
Invite is coming out on Instagram later
Yeah.
today, reportedly.
Bean.
Some fights. We think we know what some of these fights are, and
Yeah.
if that's the case, it'll be pretty big fights.
You say today, it could be now. Like, I mean, we are.
At any point in time, it can happen.
I meant to warn people beginning of the show. You may see
Except
one.
for now he won't. Not after the ring announced Usyk thing. He's
No,
gonna
that'd be
give us
nice.
some lead time. No, Turkey and Dana are the boys.
Oh.
He's gonna give this some lead time. If Eddie Hearn had announced this, absolutely he'd be dropping it. But no, Turkey and Dana are boys. I bet Dana doesn't do his announcement until like 6 or 7 in the evening.
Sorry, Jed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you, because I'll try to be right.
it's just gonna be a nightmare for me, but it's fine.
Gotta love those. Daniel White's gonna announce fights on Instagram at some point on this day. That tweets. Don't you
I
love
mean, the hope is that he announces the fights we think, so at least we're ready for it. And it's not like, actually, here's 7 curveballs, and I'm having to scramble alone to get all this stuff.
We got a lot of stuff pre-written, guys. That's all I can say. We got a lot of stuff pre-written, and we're hoping for the best. So, yeah, okay, yes, that's right. This is the part we're supposed to ask you outside of the main. No, outside of the top 2 fights. Outside of the top 2 fights. Let's say top 3. We talked about some stuff we went through. What's jumping out at you? What's jumping out at you? Not, whether from a intrigue standpoint, excitement standpoint. We kind of touched upon your gambling interest in some of these fights. What are you looking at?
So I am really interested in Nemo Rodriguez because Kevin Boas is a good opponent, but this is Daniel Cormier's protege, a guy I comp to Daniel Silva, just like a natural fighter. So
Ultimate Fighter contestant. Also, I
we're one of the very few people who have done Ultimate Fighter and Contender Series, which is wild.
shout out to Julian Rosa, who's done everything. Did everything before finally getting signed to the UFC.
Everything is great. I think that Mason Chasen, the UFC continuing their long-standing bit of having ranked women's bantamweight fights in the middle of the prelims, not even of the prelim main events. You know, because we needed Santiago Luna and Igor Pacheco on this main card. They're never gonna build another bantamweight. I think there's no 4-5 streak. Has a getter. They could try to be building towards something, and it's middle of the prelims. Good luck with the bantamweights, and Mace Chasen big weight, so I think she has a good chance in that. There's some other spots. We already talked about Daniel Diaz. You're gonna love this dude. I think he's awesome. We can have a lot of fun with his name, but he's gonna be really, really good. So we'll talk about that in the show. But the one I'm the most intrigued by, AK, is the one that happened this week, I think. Regina Taran signed this week to replace Sofia Montenegro. Against Ernesto Caracati. Caracati was nothing to write home about, but Taran, I went and watched. I'd heard about her before. Apparently, she tried out for the WWE at one point. I don't know if it went anything past that or if her contract or whatever, but she's thrown a little bit of buzz on Combate and stuff because she's 21 years old, 7-0, and has a bunch of finishes. But she doesn't jump out of the page as an athlete or anything like that, but when you get a 21-year-old, woman fighter with an undefeated record and an ability to finish fights, at this point we got to start to take notice because there's so very few prospects in the women's division these days. It's a lot of the same people we've had for years on end. And so she showed a little bit of promise in what I saw from her regionally, and this is sort of a short notice, but Caracati's a person who maybe she can come in and look really good against just this sheer aggression. So I'm the most intrigued by that because I don't really know what to make of it. But maybe we get somebody to keep our eye on, which is important.
Yeah, I think that's what I want to talk about more. I think Christian Quinones and Chris Coutinho could just be such dumb fun. I just hope that's a fight where you guys can start railing on each other. But yeah, so I agree. I am so curious what's going to happen with this Regina Taran situation. The fight was announced 3 days ago. I don't know how, when I say announced, I mean, I don't know if it was earlier in the week that Taran knew that she was stepping in and that Montenegro was out. I'm not sure. But yeah, it was. I don't even think the UFC has announced it. It was updated on their webpage, and then UFC Espanol tweeted out a video of Taran saying how excited she was to make her debut. Handled in a very weird way. So I'm not sure her level of preparation. She was supposed to fight at a Budo Cento Championship event yesterday, so it was she's in fight shape. She was gonna do a Muay Thai bout. Yeah, she was gonna do a Muay Thai bout on Thursday. So again, it's not like she wasn't in camp, it's not like she's not in shape. Her team did a great thing and got it changed to a catch weight. I just don't know why this doesn't happen more often. She normally competes at flyweight. Caracati's done with Montenegro was supposed to be flyweight, but obviously you're calling in someone on short notice. We just saw, I think it was Gianni Vasquez who missed weight for a fight that he took on less than 2 weeks notice, and then he lost, and then he got cut, and I'm like, this shouldn't be happening. Like, what a weird position to put these fighters in. So, yeah, especially for a young fighter, not having to worry with the weight cut, going in here, plus money right now, Jit. Plus money right now on FanDuel. I don't know if you know about this. Plus 152.
I do in fact know about this.
That's interesting. 'Cause, like,
I have a bet on it just because it really it's more of a vibes and like it's great. It's like why not? It'll be kind of fun to root for somebody like
well, of course, and it's not like Katie, with respect, it's not like she's a seasoned veteran. She has about as many pro bouts. She's pretty young herself. I'm a little surprised. Again, but also yes, Taryn is not exactly a household name, right? If you hadn't done a little bit of research, I think that line will move quite a bit by the time fight night rolls around. So to you gamblers out there, one, don't bet on MMA, but if you must, I would say take a look at Taryn's. They're kind of interesting ones. But yeah, good opportunity for her. But hey, maybe Taryn uses the hype, and we have to get a proper debut for Taryn at another time.
AK, I'm looking at this Rico recent press release again,
Okay.
and we did mention it, because I didn't recognize it until right now. But do you have you looked at it? Because it
looked at it.
says, I said Glory in Giza, but it also says live at the Pyramids of Giza. So in May, we're going to have a boxing event, I assume, with the Pyramids of Giza in the background.
Okay.
And then in June, we're doing it in the White House. Where are we going next, AK? Are we going to do it in front of Christ the Redeemer? Are we going to have a jiu-jitsu tournament in front of Christ the Redeemer? Stonehenge? Oh my God.
Stonehenge.
Sneak FC and Stonehenge would be terrific.
Yeah.
It'd be incredible. Think of the places we can go. I did not realize they're going to do this at the pyramids, and I'm sure like they're just going to be foregrounded in the background. We are in the Carmen San Diego, I don't know, era of fight sports. I guess we're going around the world and we're putting monuments on display, baby.
This is great. Listen, we have other promotions in Europe who are doing this. I think it's I can't remember. I believe it's Octagon. It's Octagon.
Octagon does really cool.
Yeah,
branding
that's
stuff.
what I think that's the other one. But Octagon for sure goes to some awesome venues. But like, if you look like it's beautiful, like stuff around it. So, yeah. Hey,
Give me the UFC and Sagrada Familia.
yeah.
Give me PFL at the Taj Mahal.
Well, it's not doing anything like that.
You're right. PFL. Let's go to Jeddah and the Big Stone Architects of Jeddah. Like, let's have some fun, boys.
What's going on? What is going on? Yeah. This is what combat sports was doing, guys. This is what I was calling. I was calling Moreno Kavanaugh kind of like a wild, old school, like Wild West matchup. That's nothing compared to friggin' Rico Verhoeven. Apparently, has Rico boxed before? Sure. Yeah.
Probably, but I don't actually know
Probably
that.
first box. I'm just quickly jumping. 1-0. 1-0 pro. 2014. Second round knockout, and then went back to kind of doing what he does best and punching and kicking people in the head. So, boy, that's really the news of the day here. We're still gonna hang on here because no, you said you don't think Dana's gonna say anything.
I genuinely do not think he will
He has to wait.
do anything at this point in time.
It's what time is it now in Vegas? It's what 11. It's like almost 11. Okay, so it's not even like lunchtime yet in Vegas. Okay, I think Jen, we can go to some questions here.
We can go to the peeps.
I know we've
Yes.
mentioned some. I know we've mentioned some as well
I
already.
just like to pull them up as I'm learning how to do this production stuff. So peeps, get your question in. As always, super chats get priority. I did just realize that I now have to actually do the questions thing where I find them and pull them up. So hold on.
Lone CX9 on Twitch mentions Eagle FC did one right on the ocean during the
I
pandemic.
have that. I mean, and of course, BKFC next year is doing the Bruise Cruise, BKFC, which I am pitching heavily to go for a story or 8. I don't know what to make of it, but it's the best idea I've ever
Did you
heard.
know Eagle FC had an event recently?
I didn't. But it doesn't
Look at the
really
thing.
surprise me.
December. They had a card in December. Like there's still Eagle FC fights happening. I think that was the first event in some time though. But yeah, it's alive and well.
got a pair from Joey Bosa that I actually like. So let's start here. AK, I mentioned it earlier, but Kavanaugh was taken out of the rankings this week. What are your thoughts?
First of all, what rankings? The UFC's official rankings that mean nothing. The fake rankings? Yeah, I don't know. Didn't even notice. Those rankings don't matter. MMAplaying.com/rankings, guys. Those are the only ones you need. Kavanaugh was not in them. Has never been in them. Has never been in them. I had no idea that he was in the UFC.
And then this one here from Joey Bosa. I saw online there are rumors that Ilya versus Justin may not be on the White House due to political reasons. What do they think of the possibility the White House may not be good?
What
I don't know
political reasons?
I say I don't know about this rumor for political reasons, but obviously there have been a lot of rumors, AK, about Ilya Justin at the White House. Ilya yesterday went on Aiden Ross's kick stream and talked about a lot of stuff. And one of the things he talked about was that he has not been contacted about the White House card. And then he did mention, that he thinks they would want an American champion to represent American interests of the White House card, and he's not saying that he won't fight at it, but he just hasn't been reached out to about it at this point in time, despite Dana saying that they built the card. But I think that, in my mind, maybe built the card that Dana said is not the same as actually having talked to the fighters about it. Those can be separate things. But the more salient question here, how are we feeling about the White House card at this juncture? Because there's been so much talk about it since it was announced. A lot of rumors about what it will be, what it might be, rumors about who's going to fight there. What's your temperature check on the White House card, especially now that a month before we're going to get to see boxing at the Pyramids, baby?
The whole thing still sounds like cartoonishly ambitious to me. Okay, so we know. So here's the things we know. So they are building obviously they have to build some sort of structure to house this whole event, and then there's going to be extra seating outside of the South Lawn or something. Isn't that what Trump said? They're going to build.
To my understanding, there will be a few thousand seats on the South Lawn where the event will be held. And then I forget what it's called. There's a park across the street that's called something like the South Lawn.
Okay.
I forget what it's called. Where they intend to put big screens, and that can seat 80 to 100,000 people.
80 to 100,000 people. Okay.
I mean, it's a big park.
Okay. And then isn't there also going to be a viewing party at a venue? Didn't they also one in an arena nearby also a viewing party or
I
something?
have no idea about that.
Okay.
I don't recall that. I know that the last I heard is that the park thing was they're going to put a big screens up. And the same as I don't know if you guys do this in Canada. We did it growing up all the time. Where we would have various events in the park, and there was a park amphitheater. But then they put up big screens and show old movies or Shakespeare performances.
Yeah, of course.
And so I view it like that. You can watch fights in this big conglomerate park thing, which honestly is pretty cool, frankly.
It would be cool. Yeah.
Because actually sitting on the White House lawn, I don't think anyone will be. My strong assumption is that the media will not be at the actual White House lawn piece of things. That it will be basically, because we're only talking a few thousand seats, basically restricted to political operatives, friends, family. That will be an invite-only seat that you cannot get a ticket to. That's my guess. And frankly, the vibes won't be as good.
Yeah, I guarantee you, not all these dignitaries and VIPs are probably hardcore MMA fans. That would be my guess. They'll be.
Most of them are. Watch whenever Donald Trump comes to the event and they're bringing a lot of people. It's like Marco Rubio doesn't care about fist fights.
No, probably not. Maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he's gone. Maybe he's went back and watched Kimbo and Donna 5000. He's kind of damn, maybe he's diving in deep. Marco Rubio, if you're out there, go to MMAplay.com. We have a lot of great
content.
Great content. Damn They Were Good is a great series for you to catch up on. Really, the most important fighters. I hope he takes that with him on his next trip or something. There's also walk out of the Oval Office. Isn't there? They walk from the Oval Office.
I've heard that. I don't know if that's going to be real or not, but that was the thing that was pitched. I don't really know how that would make sense, but I've never been to the White House because I don't know where their prep locker rooms are going to be. I'm sure they've solved this, but at some point somebody did, and I think it was Dana mentioned that fighters will be walking through the Oval Office to the South Lawn as the entrance.
That just sounds cool, but also stupid. I don't know. I don't want. Listen, guys. I don't want to be a negative Nancy here because I think the idea of holding them in the White House, while again your mileage may vary, you might find it, disdainful for various reasons. The idea is kind of cool. Like I do think the idea is kind of cool, but I just think they're promising a lot and have delivered very little so far in terms of substantial news. And that, of course, the fight card itself. I think they're going to put together a good card, a good fun card. Who the hell's going to be on this card at this point? I have no idea.
Maybe we'll double together.
Maybe we'll find out today. I doubt it. I sincerely doubt we're going to find out today. But they got to start announcing something soon. I get that it doesn't matter because they're not selling tickets, so it doesn't matter. You're not trying to sell people tickets. Doesn't matter. You don't have to worry about people like tuning in or not. Like the brand recognition is so powerful, and it is like a White House card. But man, because they need to put a little bit of effort into it. Just give us something as fans. Give the fans something to chew on. But I mean, this department, of course, they handle a lot of events, not just UFC White House. So yes, it could be bad, Joseph Boza. It could be bad. I'm remaining optimistic. Like I'm sure they'll put up a fun lineup. But as far as all the bells and whistles and everything, I'm very curious how this can be handled. You can't miss the thing, though. I mean, this is a real event. Love it or hate it, optimistic or pessimistic. I'm so curious to see how the hell this plays out.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna be wild. Claude and I miss Dan Liver good too. I've got to do Dustin Poirier, and whenever Gaethje retires, we'll have to do him. So we'll get him back. Maybe you know what? Maybe that'll be exclusive member-only content. Maybe that's what we'll do. Now that I'm learning to produce things, so many things are on the table. Despite the huge problems that we have to start today. From Warship, AK. We talked a little bit. Dan's going to make some announcements. Do you think we're going to get a UFC 328 announcement today?
28. Is that another card in Vegas? What's 328?
328.
I don't even know what. We don't have. Like
Is the May card.
yes, which is
May
not.
pay-per-view.
Yeah, which we don't. It doesn't have a date yet, right? We assume it'll be the mid 23rd.
Theoretically, it'd be the 20-something. Yeah,
Yeah.
23rd.
Spots. They're one free spot. They don't have that stuff. Do I think we'll get to? I don't think so. Because we're still filling out some. Well, maybe. Like I said, we're still filling out.
Awesome.
We're still filling out D27. They did not designate Van and Tara as the main event. And yeah, okay, no, that's all right. That's a very reasonable question. Yes, do I think we'll get 328 New Stay? Yes, I do. That's all.
I think so.
Yes, I do.
I think so. I think we're going to get the main event for 327, and I think we're going to get at least one, maybe the main event for 328. Because AK, that gets us all of our main events up to the White House. You know, like that's. I mean, not all of it. You know, there's some other cards in there, some Apex venues stuff, but.
Our fantasy lineups will become like the forecast.
We'll be pretty locked in.
Much more clear. Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll see. Maybe he starts releasing some White House info. I would love that. I've said from the beginning, I think that the sooner they announce White House stuff, the better. It is better to not make people wait forever. You just build it over time with Conor McGregor's fighting whoever it is, you know, John Jones, Alex Fair, whatever it is. I don't think it's going to be either of those fights.
Do you think though that do you think like they have quite a bit of the undercard? I know it's not going to be. They've been saying it won't be a 12, 14 fight card. Let's say it's 10 fights max. It might be even less than that, but like 8. Do you think they have like half of like the lower card, like the undercard set, and they just like that can't be the first announcement? Like, do you think they've signed like the first 4 fights of the card, but not with the marquee fights?
They might have like 1 or 2 like circled, right? I think Bo Nickel's going to compete at the White House card. That just feels like that's going to make sense.
But that would, like let's say that's locked in. They can't make that the first.
Yeah, I think you're not going to announce that, at least on its own. If you're going to announce it, you're going to announce here are 4 undercard fights, right? Here's Bo Nickel, Gable Stevenson, 2 others, and we'll get you the main event soon. Kind of building.
Charlie Radke's fighting.
Sure. But yeah, I think I know what the main event's going to be, but at this point, I have no confidence in my thoughts because it's just been a weird. They played it out. I do think they're handling it better than they handled 300, frankly. But I would love some answers. I don't know that we're getting them today, but it would be nice if Dana was like, here's the 327 main event, here's the 328 main event, and because you know what 327 and 328 are, you're running out of options for the White House. Here are a couple of White House fights, even if it's not the main event, even if it's just, hey, we're signing Gable Steveson and he is fighting whoever, at the White House. We're doing Colby Covington versus Bo Nickel at the White House, like things like that. That'd be nice, but I don't have a lot of hope for that. I'm functionally certain we're getting the UFC 327 announcement, and I would say more likely than not we're getting 328 as well.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. All right, let's get a couple more questions in here, Jed, before we sign out of here.
There's some people talking about the rumors for fight cards, and I'm not going to address because I don't know. And Phil Masvidal might. Do you think Corey Masvidal might make it into?
What's he doing now? Is he grappling Shara or something?
That was announced today. Grappling Shara Bullet. I don't remember what the time frame is, but that's a thing that's happening.
Yeah. Let me see that real quick. But I assume Jorge would only take that if the opportunity to to fight at the White House was still there. But again, he's also. Let me put it. I don't think Jorge Masvidal. Hold on. He's March 11th. So there would be more than enough time to turn around if you want to. I don't think Jorge Masvidal is clamoring at the opportunity to fight at the White House for cheap. I don't think he's one of those fighters who's like, oh, it's just an honor for me to fight at the White House. I think he wants to get paid. I think he wants to get paid and for the rest of his career, as he should. He has put in work for, I feel like 20 years now or something, and should only be fighting for fat checks. So I think he'd get like a decent payday from the UFC, but probably not significantly more than he was making when he left or quote unquote retired. So if he does fight on there, they're gonna have to do him right. And again, I'm not sure what the budget is for. I'm not sure what budget is being allocated for the fighters because they've spoken of it costing
$16 million at that point. Why? Who even cares? Just spend it all. But the UFC's not spending it anyway. Apparently, Turkey's paying for it all.
This is true, but I don't think Turkey's going to give Jorge Masvidal like $8 million to fight at the White House. Sorry.
I think Jorge Masvidal should not out-negotiate himself. He is the exact sort of fighter that if you can be on this fight card, be on this fight card. The brand recognition to me, I think, is worth more than haggling over dollars and cents. You take sort of the stock pay and getting whatever they're offering, and yeah, there you go.
Parlay to a Jake Paul fight.
I mean, whatever you can get. It's going to be the second biggest, like, most viewed MMA fight of all, like, events of all time. Because I'm pretty sure Ronda Gina is going to do better numbers overall than this, just because it's on Netflix.
Yeah,
and there's more famous people. But
yeah.
maybe, like, you could convince me this would even surpass that. I don't think so, but you could convince me. So, yeah, like, I think they should do Masvidal versus Leon on this card, but that doesn't seem to have any juice whatsoever.
I think the proverbial ship has sailed.
Honestly, it feels like now is like the perfect time given where Leon's at. And you do it at the White House card, and probably Masvidal can dress up like Uncle Sam and, throw tea at Leon in the free fight.
Yeah,
like, I think it would honestly just be perfect. But for some, like, that doesn't seem to be remotely on anybody's radar. So, yeah, it is what it is. This rumor getting out there a little bit, just briefly, Islam and Ian in May. Maybe this is the 328 main event. Do you think Ian Machado Gary's getting the welterweight title fight?
I mean, Science is trying to point that direction, man. It's not Michael Morales, right? Michael Morales took a fight, right? Did he take a fight, or he said he's planning to take a fight?
He's talking about taking a fight. I don't think anybody has taken a fight, but him, Carlos Prates, like, they're both talking about taking fights.
Yeah, shot.
It's just being like, hey man, I am straight up not getting this title fight now.
Hunter Campbell said, he said maybe not, which to me sounds like no.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a hard no to me, frankly. And he's trying to spin better, but like Kamara's basically like, they're not giving it to me. Prates and Morales are like, we're targeting someone else. Shavkat's hurt, so process of elimination does seem to be in Machado Gary, who's been quite quiet lately.
That's it, right? When Ian Machado Gary is looking for a fight, he interviews. He's throwing shade on Instagram. It's just constant. It's a constant stream. His silence is speaking such volumes right now.
It's like a baby bird. You gotta hold it gently. You don't want to spook it by saying the wrong thing. So he is just not saying.
Do you like him putting up a competitive fight against Islam?
Sure. I think he'll be competitive. I think he's going to lose. He is who I would choose, right? A Shafkat was my choice. I thought Shafkat made the most sense. Shafkat is ineligible. Ian Machado Gary, you know, he's certainly above Carlos Prates. If you gave it to Morales, that wouldn't upset me, but I would kind of like to see Morales get one more in there. And Machado Gary was very competitive against Shafkat on short notice. So if Shafkat's not in the picture, he's the guy I'd give the title shot. I do think that he is the guy who's going to present the least fun fight. I think that Morales, Prates, or Usman all would have been more fun fights. But I expect this to look, frankly, a lot like Eddie Machado Gary versus Shafkat, only perhaps a little bit more dominant from Islam.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder what I feel like I you know what I should have asked you, Jen, is what would the odds have to be for you to fight on Gary? Just straight Gary wins.
300.
350? Oh, 300.
300.
Yeah, I agree. I
300.
think it's like I guarantee when that fight is done, you're gonna have social media flooded with just like,
Oh,
it's
one
not
more.
gonna crowd this guy.
One
I
more.
don't like Ian Machado Gary, and there's a lot of reasons not to like him. That's fine. I think he's a pretty damn good fighter and like a weird style.
He's a good fighter.
Yeah, he's versatile, right? He's the size is a factor too. Like I do think he'll actually be bigger than Islam. I know Islam hasn't looked like he's small at 170, but I think Gary's gonna have some size on him. So I like that a lot. I'm kind of with you. I think plus 200. If it was if I see it open at like plus 400 or something like that, I would jump on that in like a second. 300, yeah, I think that maybe is the right border of like how confident are you in Gary. If you're confident, slightly confident, I would say go for it. If you a long shot, I would say I would go on plus. But yeah, it does feel like that's what's gonna happen.
Seems like that's where we're going. The problem I have with the fight in general is I would have a lot. I'd be more interested. Like the thing about Morales that's interesting is he brings a superpower. Ian Machado Gary is very well rounded. I just don't think that's how you beat the best fighter in the world. Maybe I'm wrong, right? Like, and maybe Islam falls off a little bit, the size of problem, but it's not like Ian is going to turn Islam's lights out of nowhere, and so he's got to win 3 or 5 rounds, which I think is incredibly difficult to do with Islam Makhachev. Just ask Alexander Volkanovski, who's one of the best fighters of this generation. It's tough to do, but it's a very competitive, good fight. So I'd be in on it, but I think it will provide the least fight night fun, though maybe the most build-up fun because people have feelings about Ian Machado Gary. Okay,
Yes. He talks. Listen, he talks.
it talks. Brody has an important thing.
I saw that. Yeah.
You know that now I'm in charge. I'm
Reminder. Michael Chandler sucks. It says these are the opinions. The opinions of Brody 2.0, not 1.0, do not reflect the opinions of Fox Media, nor Jed Rashoud, nor Alexander Keeley. I just want that to be clear. We are just, we just put comments up that maybe are controversial and maybe worth discussing.
Sleeto, sorry. I don't know. I'm in charge of the X's and O's, and I don't know how to do stuff. So yeah, we're working on it.
Well, we had to do like a reschedule, didn't we? Oh yeah. We have.
Did have to move it up
Yes.
2 hours. It was originally going to be at 3, but that's right when the RAF presser is, so we can't do that anymore. So
Oh, I got a comment from Michael Field here. Morales had his hands full with Josh Fremd. LOL. He's a hard-hitting roid monster. Yes, but that's the limits of what he brings. That sounds like a world champion to me. If that's what, if you told me, how would you describe Michael Morales and you think he's a champion? Well, he's a hard-hitting roid monster. I'd be like, give this man the sounds about tomorrow.
sounds like he's going to do very well.
That's a great skill set.
I don't agree with a lot of that statement, but I do like the sentiment is why I'd like to see him fight one more because he has looked so dominant lately in like the last couple of fights, but they went so fast that it's just like I don't know if you cannot be the hammer, and it's very difficult to be the hammer against Islam Makhachev. I don't know what resistance level you can offer after the first round of blowing the doors off somebody. So, personally, I would put Morales and Process against each other because I think that's hot fire, and the winner of that can fight for the belt, and ain't nothing wrong with that. But
Love it.
we'll see how it ends up going.
Anything
Let's
else, guys? Throw one in.
Yeah, somebody give me one more question and we can.
One more question. Ask us anything. This is the ask us anything portion. This is whatever question you want.
Preferably a good question.
Preferably a good question. Yes, not like how are you feeling today? 'Cause I'm feeling pretty good.
We'll talk about this very briefly at least, and somebody else can ask one final question. But I heard a rumor that Process versus Connor, the theory that they want you to taint his legacy and have him knocked out before he leaves because he's doing BKFC. That rumor has been all over the internet the last couple of days. That caused so much for the Carl Process had to address it.
I
It doesn't seem that that's true.
Right. But I do think the idea that they will put up Connor with someone who can take him out in the final fight of his, UFC, I think is totally viable. Not a spite, guys. It's just like if they can, build someone off his name, and if he's really really eager to get that last fight off, so he can go do BKFC or whatever. Yeah, if I'm the UFC, I am being aggressive with my matchmaking. I'm not like going to him and saying like, oh, like here's a list of opponents, Connor. Are you okay with this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy? No, I'm kind of going to him and saying, hey, pal, you want out? Listen, we pay you a lot of money. We got one more fight for you. It's college practice, or it's this guy, or it's this guy, or it's this guy. Take it or leave it. And if you leave it, then we will. Guess what? However it works, we'll come back to you in however many months with another matchup and another matchup until you really have no choice but to say yes. So it sucks because this is how UFC contracts work. They're incredibly in favor of the promotion. And yeah, if they wanted to fight a college practice, eventually he's gonna have to fight someone like a college practice. So.
Sure. I'm debating whether to take what you just said as the end of it because it's kind of fun. So let's do it. Okay, since you left, you opened the door.
All right.
We exit here from. Oh no, we won't exit here. From both. AK, would you rather have a night out with Connor, John Jones, or former Toronto mayor, and I'm not going to say this word because I think we get demonetized for it. Rob Ford.
Former Toronto mayor and party animal, Rob Ford. Rob Ford, the beast. So, I mean, party animal would think would be interesting. It would be like a Weekend at Bernie situation, I suppose. I mean, I'd have to dig up old Rob and drag him around and make him dance, which would be very funny and kind of morbid, much like Weekend at Bernie's itself. Gosh, who would you rather have? Not Conor McGregor, that's for damn sure.
Rob Ford all day. I don't know enough about him, and in general, I assume that it wouldn't be the best time. But
I
think I'd have a really bad time with Conor McGregor or John Jones.
John Jones, I swear there was a time where I thought this guy was compelling in some way, beyond his fighting ability. I don't remember when that time was. I still feel like there is that guy in there somewhere who might be a fun hang. I'm not a party animal, so hopefully I would get the nice guy version of John Jones, and not the nefarious version that has popped up on multiple legal proceedings. So I'll pick John Jones begrudgingly. Not looking forward to any of that, if I'm being honest.
I couldn't be more different people, AK. If I was having to pick one of those two, Connor is the one who's like, okay, maybe there'd be some level of.
Oh God.
I think me and John Jones would deeply not get along, and yeah, tough choice there.
We should not.
We just had to, but we can get out of here before we go. Hey,
this is no friends.
We are your friends.
We are your friends, yeah.
Let's see what's going on.
You met Adam Fugit, now Josh Brand. Easy mistake to make. Josh Brand. We go from Josh Brand to Octopus.
Close.